All right, hello everyone, and welcome to our first webinar in 2020. Happy New Year to everyone who I haven't wished it yet. I'm Fabian, and I've brought with me my colleague Zeno, and we're starting off the year with a quick presentation and walkthrough of the Google Marketing Platform as a whole. So we've brought you a few topics we want to go through together. Just a quick introduction of DQ&A. Most of you probably know us already, but it never hurts. Then why use the Google Marketing Platform and the challenges marketers experience all over the world? What is inside the GMP? And how the GMP works for you. Let me see. I also need to share the presentation with you, obviously. It was a slight misclick. So here you can see the table of contents again. As I said, why the Google Marketing Platform, what is inside the GMP, how the GMP could work for you, a few references and case studies, and a quick Q&A. So again, your two presenters today are Zeno and myself, Fabian. You've got our email addresses right here on the screen. If you've got any questions or any questions we can't answer from the chat directly, please reach out to us. We're more than happy to help. In your browser window, you can also see a chat you can use to ask questions. We will answer the questions as soon as we reach the Q&A part. So if anything comes up during our presentation, please feel free to write it down already, and we'll pick it up after the presentation itself. So let's jump in. Just a quick run through who we are, of who DQ&A is. We are basically a group of specialists, a company of specialists for three different topics: for the technology, for creative, and for media management. And we're all unified through the truth of data and connected through data and insights, mainly through Google products, but whatever can be connected to that as well. That shows it again. We're also GMP sales partner. We're certified publishing partner with Google Cloud Partner and certified CSS shopping comparison partner. So what we are doing is we are devoted to delivering and optimizing audience-centric data-driven marketing infrastructures by using the Google technology. But our expertise, as I already said, does not stop with Google. We've got experts in-house for various platforms from Bing, Adobe, Salesforce to also Rakuten, Sysmac, or AppNexus. So in the end, the connection of data is one of our main expertises. We can also help on a global scale. So we've got offices all around the world. So whatever region you're coming from, we'll try to provide you with the best service you can get. And I also want to show you a few clients. We're working with a lot of clients through various verticals, with quite a lot of very progressive companies, but also with big players in travel, in the food industry, and in the retail industry. And yeah, after giving you a quick run through of what we are doing or who we are, let's go into the challenges all marketers face worldwide. Because in the end, we all have the same end goal, and that's why we mostly face the same challenges. So coming to the goal, what we want to do is we all want to reach our target audience. And if we do it right, we do it through the right channel, with the right message, at the right time, and at the right place. The question is, how do we do that? So the stack is particularly important, and the digital blueprint you're building for yourself. As you can already see on this slide, there is thousands of different options to build your stack. thousands of different options of data quality, a lot of options, and also ways to reach you reach your client or customer. But in the end, you need to find the one that works best for you. And this was never more difficult than today, or let's say in this case 2018. That's a case study from 2018. So the marketing tech and the options for your marketing tech are as well as big as they have ever been, and it's not getting smaller. It's only getting more and increasingly complex. So what you want to do is build a strategy around that. You have a few particular topics which every marketer has on his agenda, like topics like ad serving, search management, display buying, rich media, for example, tag management, analytics, and if possible, data warehousing. So that's where the Google marketing platform comes into play. Looking at the different players for different options and different disciplines you want to go through. You want to consolidate that as much as possible and strategize on a stack that works. So instead of picking out options which are hard to connect, where the APIs don't work properly, where you don't get a proper data quality into place, why not do it all through one stack, all through the Google Marketing Platform, which offers you everything from ad serving to on-site analytics and connected to Google Cloud data warehousing as well. And we shouldn't forget that the GMP is also third-party inclusive, meaning whatever comes from outside can also be connected to the GMP as well. To give you a quick overview of the disciplines we were just talking about and how they come together within the Google Marketing Platform, you see at the core and at the center of everything is Analytics 360 and the advanced measurement. You've got your search tool with Search Ads 360, a classic DSP with Display and Video 360, and also the ad server. Additional to that, you can also connect that to Creative Studio to build your own creatives, to optimize, to get your measurement right, to Data Studio, to also visualize that measurement, and also to Tag Manager and Surveys 360, which allows you to, with Tag Manager, to simplify the tag management of your websites, and with Surveys to ask the right questions to the right people. All right, and just a quick example of why that unified approach matters to put it together in one platform. By integrating the technology, you are able to increase your results. The Boston Consulting Group, they conducted a study on workflow efficiency, on how the data behaved and how the users behaved, and what KPIs you get out of your measures with or without the Google Marketing Platform. And on the one hand, you have an increase in workflow efficiency and increase of page visits and minutes browsing, but you also have a large decrease in the CPA. So overall, it's not used to just optimize in one place, but optimize the whole process of digital marketing in itself. And that's why users of the Google Marketing Platform usually significantly outperform other companies, since the integration is a lot easier and a lot more straightforward, and the data quality is a lot better. So after giving you a quick run through of why the GMP makes sense, we won't do a deep dive because that will probably take too long. But we want to give you a quick overview of what is inside the GMP, starting off with Display and Video 360 with the DSP, which has 5 different integrated modules which help you to simplify your campaign process. So what you can do here is you can build your campaigns and execute them through a cross-channel media plan. You can manage your audiences there. You can manage your creatives there and tie it into your media plan. You can manage your inventory. You can discover high-quality inventory from different publishers and broadcasters. And you can, of course, also report on that data, either report through the DV360 directly or inject that data into Data Studio and make it more visible for either your clients or your managers. Especially in terms of inventory, Google is not only able, also DV360 is not only able to access the Google inventory within the Google Ad Manager, the Google Display Network, and YouTube, but you can also access the inventory of other major exchanges and SSPs like Rubicon, Teads, Pubmatic, you name it. And also the process of programmatic buying is a lot easier. Well, I wouldn't say simpler, but easier through DV360 with different deal types and different options you can use, from the open auction, which is basically the standard, to programmatic guarantee with upfront agreements, also tag-based. Basically, whatever you want to do is possible as long as you connect with the right publisher through the platform. Means you have only one platform to manage and get only one invoice, basically. The inventory is a lot more premium. The transparency is a lot higher because you can always see where your ads are shown. There is basically no hidden data anywhere. And you can also adjust, reallocate, and plan with these through a tagless workflow just within the tool. All right, that was DV360. Then I'm going to hand over to my colleague Zeno, who is going to talk about Search Ads 360 and possibly also a sentence about the connection between it all, about Campaign Manager.
All right, thank you very much, Fabian. Hi together. So besides DV360, where you can manage everything which is programmatic and display, as Fabian already told, there's obviously search. So why SA360? So imagine you're going to work on a Monday morning. It is reporting time for either your client or your manager on the numbers of the past week. So what you got to do is you have to enter any platform. So either way, if it's Microsoft Ads, if it's Google Ads, if it's your Facebook account, you have to log into every single platform. You have multiple tabs open. You get the data basically, in the worst case, via an Excel file. You download them and then you merge them. So first of all, this takes a lot of time. Your data can get messed up at some point, so you got to do it all over again. So you're losing time at that point. SA360 is giving you the power to see the performance of all your search and social channels in one simple overview. So you can actually start right away. Either way, just get the report out of there to make it nice and fancy for your manager. Or you simply act on the results you're actually seeing. And on top of that, because it is so simple, you can simply act not at the Monday morning, what happened to your past week, but every day. So you don't need to get the data every day, complex-wise, put it together, and so on. You just have one look, and then you can start optimizing. So when we look into the next slide, SA360 gives you opportunities to automate your campaign management completely, starting from creation into bidding and then obviously into reporting. So if you're asking yourself, how many people are working on managing the campaigns I'm running and how much time do they need to do for it? The answer might bring you to think about how you and your team can optimize this. So you're not spending, so you're spending the time on improving your performance and not on fixing issues or generating reports, for example, or just changing simple ad texts. So SA360 will give you the positive solution to those topics, where you can simply automate basically everything around search. So for example, if we go into the next slide, there's also one feature within SA360, which is called budget bid strategies. So besides the bid strategy stuff, you can obviously also do in Google Ads, but also in SA360. This specific feature is trying to achieve your specific goal. So let's say you have a specific CPA within your specific budget per month. So it will give you, besides that you can execute your CPA within your specific budget, it will also can give you an estimation how your performance can change when you're adjusting your budget or adjusting your goal. So on the next slide, besides DV360 and SA360, there's your analytics. For the GMP, it's Google Analytics 360. So besides the native integration with all the other tools, so DV360, SA360, Data Studio, Optimize 360, or even BigQuery, it will just give you the power that you can share your audience between those platforms, especially search and display, obviously. So further, GA360 gives you the power of first-party cookies, which will be very relevant for audiences in retargeting right now, but especially in the future. I don't know if you've read a few articles, but this becomes a really big topic. So this is where GA360 can help you a lot with it, especially when including it into the GMP. So on the next slide, we see actually an overview. So because many people are asking, okay, what are the key differences between the free version you might already use and the 360 version? So first of all, the free version is mostly used for mid-market users or smaller clients, and 360 is for enterprise. Obviously, mid-market users maybe also have the need to use the 360 license because when it comes to data processing, they, for example, have a lot of data they need to analyze. They need that data real time because maybe there are some fancy bid strategies or attribution models in the back, where they can't wait 24 hours until the data is fresh. Also, when it comes to integration, you're using DV360, so you want to have the native integration in analytics. You don't have that in the free version. In the 360 version, you have it. So, for example, or if you need more service, like trying out new features, etc., this is where 360 gives you the main benefits. I think the next slide, yes, it's about Data Studio. So this is where Fabian jumps into again.
Oh, Creative Studio, but thanks, Sino. All right, so we have just a quick run through of what you can do with dynamic creatives. In the end, we all know how annoying bad creatives can be. I don't think that's anything new. That's also why ad blockers are so popular. The thing you want to aim for is the maximum quality in terms of creative and the maximum flexibility, if possible, driven by data to target the right audience with the right creative. That's where Google Studio, Google Creative Studio comes into play. Where you can do various things like mobile interstitials, pure display creatives, interactive banners, floating banners, whatever you like to do to create the right message and the right ad for your audience, which you can then inject into Display and Video 360 and use for your campaigns. We have a particular partner in our group, Joystick, who deliver bespoke creatives for large clients like Disney and Netflix. So if there's any questions or needs on that, please reach out to us as well. Then Google Optimize 360 basically helps you, just also as a quick example, helps you test against the objectives within your analytics already, test on goals. You have a visual editor where you can test your website and change things around. The perfect integrated option for A/B tests, for example. Then I'm going to hand over to Zeno again into the more technical topics like the Tag Manager.
Yes, thank you. So the Tag Manager simply allows you to implement all your tags. So for example, you have a specific conversion goal, you have any soft conversions. So what you can do, you can run to your developer, website developer, and ask, hey, can you implement this and that? And he says, yes, of course. Our next website update run is within 4 weeks, and you got to wait for 4 weeks. But if the Google Tag Manager is in place, you can simply do it by yourself, because it's a very easy interface. A lot of can be done basically per drag and drop, so you can easily implement your new goals if you have to, and you have everything in control by yourself. And also you can do easier knowledge sharing, so you don't even need any script writable knowledge or experience, as Google Tag Manager gives you easy features to enable those things. For example, if you have the conversion source is a floodlight, you can, via just enabling a box within Campaign Manager, you can easily push this floodlight to your Tag Manager, and you can set up a rule. Okay, fire this goal on, let's say, the thank you page. All done. You can actually do it within a few minutes. There's no development involved, etc. Of course, Tag Manager needs to be installed first, but once this is done and everything is in place, you can actually do it by yourself. If we go to the next slide, then there's obviously there's Data Studio. So data in tables and sheets is not always nice, right? So you want to visualize it to make it first more actionable, but also when it comes to high-level reportings, for example, to your manager or to your client, it just looks nicer if you put in nice fancy graphs, etc. So this is where Data Studios can help you easily. So especially cross-channel, like if you want to merge your data to report for search and display at once. So the last product within the GMP on the next slide is Google Survey. So if you have a new product, or if you want to measure how happy the people are with your brand, you can use Google Survey to get all the results you need, especially if you only want to hit a specific audience. For example, as Fabian said, that you want to get the real right answers from the right audience. And that's basically it for the GMP. So how can the GMP actually work for you? And this is what Fabian is going to answer.
All right, just a few quick ideas. In the end, it's always need to cater to the individual need of the marketer or the business and the business goals. But here we have a few ideas of what the GMP can do for you. So there's two options you can do. You can either build on your existing stack, pick from the GMP which tools you need in order to build around the stack you already have. If you, for example, have a custom-made analytics or Adobe Analytics, you can still connect it to pieces of the GMP stack, or just go with your most important channel. Not, I'm sorry, it doesn't make sense for every company to go for Search Ads 360 or Display Video 360. But for example, maybe you want to gather better information or need a specifically important tagging system. So the Tag Manager is still the module to go for, and the visualization through Data Studio can help you not only in visualizing your website data, but also visualizing, for example, your internal BI or CRM data. But what you can also do is transform your stack into going full GMP in a way. For example, connected to Google Cloud to create an automated data processing and activation means all the data you gather will then be connected by API into your data warehouse solution, which you can then use to either build, also automatically build through machine learning, different audiences, target people more specifically, also connect data-driven creatives like that, and build a machine that makes your life a lot easier. Or maybe it's just getting optimized workflows of on and offsite data by collecting the data through the different tools, visualizing them in Data Studio, and then work with them. Also adding Google Survey. So again, going back to BCG, what they did together with the studies I have shown you before, they created a path towards data-driven maturity. So a lot of our clients, or a lot of marketers and companies in general, are still working in the nascent and emerging phase, meaning they are starting to understand how to use the technology. They are also understanding how they can use data to improve it, but they don't know how to use their data properly yet. So in order to get the connection to the data and to gain more insight, building on the current stack you have and getting more insight into data, collect more data, and make that data work for you, and in the end activate it, those are the high steps you need to go in the next few years in order to keep track of the development within the market. We also wanted to give you a few tips, since programmatic is one integral part of it, where you could start. Let's start with the advertisers. First of all, it's always a review phase. Review your current setup and understand what your needs are. Maybe also what's missing, where you can improve. Then start with what you do best. Check where you excel. Is it the quality of your product? Is it maybe also it could also be your internal understanding of tech. Then build your stack, include your partners and agencies in the process. And if you are moving towards in-housing and face the difficulties and challenges of it, it also doesn't mean that you have to do everything on your own. So your partners, even if it's partners, you might change because of operational management going towards in-house. Maybe those partners can still be valuable as external consultants to help you out in case something doesn't go the way it should. And then use your current technology and build upon Google technology. Build your stack, make sure that it works for you, and that you get the best out of your campaigns. For agencies, it's pretty much the same process without the in-housing, of course. So check what you already have, analyze where you want to go, where you want to move, identify the missing pieces, make sure that you get the right technology partners on board. Also important to be flexible. Don't be stubborn about any part that probably doesn't work as well as another just because it's maybe a little cheaper, or because the person that works there is super nice. As I said, maybe they can be useful at another layer. And then also, as I said, use the integrated modules within the Google stack to create your own unique solutions, either together with other technology or just within the Google stack. Yeah, that's basically it. Now we're jumping into Q&A. In order to kickstart it, we have noted down a few questions already. Let me ask those questions to Zeno real quick. Let's start with question number 1. Which role does DV360 play when we aren't generating conversions and clicks?
All right. So this question, actually, we got a lot, especially from clients who are comparing their search activities and their programmatic activities. So obviously in search, you have it feels you have more in your hand, right? Because you have a click, and at the end you have obviously most of the conversions. But which role does DV360 play is a very good question. So as search is mostly grasping the low-hanging fruits, DV360 helps you, first of all, to reach new customers so you can grow. And it also might be the entrance for the purchase on search at the entrance or any other channel. Even DV360 is mostly only generating impressions. So what you got to do is you have to look at your user journey of the conversion funnel. So the user journey, basically you can get from Google Analytics or Campaign Manager, for example, within the attribution report. So the answer to this question is DV360 can not only help you with branding, but also performance, as it can be the entrance of your sales funnel, even though it's not generating the same amount of conversions and clicks, but as said prior, it might be the entrance to have a conversion in another channel.
All right, thank you. Question number 2, also one that we get very frequently. The topic cheaper alternative is always something that's on the plate because in the end, quality costs money. But Dino, could you explain us why I should use DV360 if GDN is a cheaper alternative?
Sure. So actually the answer is attached to what you want to achieve as a business. So obviously GDN can be cheaper, but the targeting is limited at the end. So if you want to reach anybody and just press any banner to everyone, then GDN is basically your solution. Could also be a branding solution, but within DV360 we have just a better targeting at the end. So at the end, and obviously way more features available. So it matters what your business goal using display is about, rather than just looking at the CPM at all. So we even have a complete webinar about this topic. So if you go to YouTube and just type in DV360 versus GDN, it should be the first result. It's a DQ&A branded image where you can actually get your answer there, which tool might be better, if it's DV360 or GDN.
That's also something we shouldn't forget. So we always upload our webinars to YouTube. So if you've missed out on something, you can check it out there again. All right, thank you. Question number 3, what are the benefits of Search Ads 360 while Google Ads is improving their offering?
Yeah, so, well, SA360, as said prior, SA360 allows you to manage multiple channels like Microsoft Ads, Google Ads, and Facebook at once, right? So it allows you time to save time for reporting and optimization, for example. Further, as already said as well, is it can automate the complete campaign and ad copy creation within SA360's feature, which is called inventory management. So with that one, for example, besides that you are saving a bunch of time creating or updating your ads, you simply get a better quality score, because all the creation process is built around your own product, your own brand. So with a better quality score at the end, you can save money and you simply just get better results. But there are obviously a lot more features you can access where you can enhance your search activities while only using Google Ads. And you got to keep in mind that SA360 is not a replacement for Google Ads. It will rather give you more opportunities to grow your business. So it's not a decision if I'm going to use Google Ads or SA360. It's just simply if you simply want more out of your search performance at the end.
Right, thank you very much. And the last one, how much should I spend within the tools to get the most out of it?
Yeah, this is actually a question we got a lot of it, because many people are asking, hey, what is like a minimum I need to spend within those tools? Basically, you can use any tool with any budget, because the features give you basically give you something back for any size of budget. So for example, SA360 can give you reporting purposes. So if you have a lot of very small clients as an agency and it takes you just too much time to do reporting or just to optimize, then SA360 is the tool you want to go with, because you can see everything in one place without switching accounts, loading time, etc. So this can help you. But obviously, if you're a huge company, you have a lot of sales periods, SA360 can help you with everything automated creation, so that you have your people within your team can focus on analyzing and optimizing rather than just changing ad copies, for example. From a DV360 perspective, if you have a very specific audience you want to target, this helps you from any size you can think of. So if you have a small budget but a very narrow target of your audience, then DV360 can help you, obviously. So of course, some features and their results are scaling up as more as you invest, but it's definitely worth trying out the tools even with smaller budgets. So I hope that answers the question.
All right, and if not, we're more than happy to elaborate if you just write them to us directly. All right.
We also have a few questions in the chat. So I'm starting from the bottom. I'm seeing from Maria. She's asking, from your perspective, who's the perfect client or industry to implement a GMP and who is not? So from my personal view, the perfect client is the client who is open for change, because especially many German clients or German-speaking clients are like, well, last click worked out for me every time, so I'm going to stick to it. Or if you have to optimize on multiple KPIs, like I need to have that impression share, I need to have the same amount of clicks as last year, but I'm also want to reduce my ROAS, but want to increase my sales. Using a bid strategy. So this is not how things work, right? I mean, your business goal at the end, in most of the cases, is increasing your revenue. So that's what you're going to focus on. You're not going to focus that you are achieving the same clicks and impressions as last year. You're focusing on increasing your revenue. So if you are flexible enough, if the client is flexible enough for that change and also going away from a last click perspective, then that is personally that is my perfect client, because this is where you can actually enable a lot of features and do a lot of things. When it comes to industry-wise, well, obviously there are industries, and this is where privacy kicks in most of the time. If we are talking about highly sensitive personal information, this industry is quite tricky to enable some features, but it's not limiting any of the GMP. It's just limiting a few features. So it's not about okay, which industry is the best way. Obviously, it's always retail, but also with finance or with any health insurances, for example, or health companies, you can actually do a lot within the GMP, even though at the end, if it's just reporting purposes, so it can help you on any industry.
And what's super important as well is I wouldn't say it's the perfect client or industry, but a major point is that I appreciate and like the clients who have an understanding of saying, in order to optimize my campaigns further and maybe reduce the media spend we have, we need to invest in better quality data, better quality ads, better quality creatives. Means, as I already said, we're not talking about, the more people spend, the better it is, of course, because then also the machine works better. But in the end, it's always also about calculating how much more efficient can I get if I take certain investments. So that's what you always should reflect on. And for us, the clients who are most fun to work with are the ones that are open to change, that are not open to sales, getting things sold, but that are open to change, that follow a data-driven approach, and who get creative and who understand that in order to get more efficient in a few months, might cost them a little now, basically. I hope that answers the question. If not, please feel free to throw out another one.
All right, we have a few more questions. So from Nina, did I get you right that I can share display and search audiences directly? And if so, how can I do that? So it depends on if you have enabled GA360. If not, then you can't, due to privacy regulations. If you want to know how, please feel free to reach out, either way via info@dq&a.com or directly to us. I think you've seen the email addresses. So then we can discuss how you actually can do it. But without any first party in between, it's not possible due to especially GDPR. The next question is it mandatory to switch to GA360 in order to use or implement DV360, SA360, and the Google Cloud? So the answer is yesn't. So you can use any tool without having GA360. So you can use DV360, you can use SA360, and obviously you can use Google Cloud. But the thing is, if you want to make the data actionable between those platforms, then it's mandatory to use GA360. Then we have, aside from viewability, what are the better targeting options in DV360 compared to GDN? So first of all, I would say go for the video, definitely, because that is highly focusing on that topic. But also so for example, if you look in what's happening within GDN, especially with the universal app campaigns, this is simply not working for most of the clients. So because you can't target any location, for example, you can't target any language, you can't target any audience within DV360. You can. So if you are looking, if you can define what you mean by better targeting options, so what is missing in GDN, you probably can find it in DV360. But same here. Please reach out to us if you have a specific question regarding that topic. That would be great. The last question so far from Jeffrey is, are there any significant improvements on paid social performance reporting in Analytics 360? For example, are we finally able to measure view-through conversions from non-Google environments? So this is a very specific question, a very good one as well. So there is a way. Yes, it's not super simple. So if you can elaborate your use case to us, also via email, that would be wonderful, so we can follow up on that one. I'm sorry that I can't answer this now, but I need just more information in order to give you a proper answer on that one.
All right, thanks, for going through that. I don't see any other questions. If there are any other questions, as I said, please reach out to us directly. You can reach us at fabian@dqa.com, zeno@dqa.com, also at info@dqa.com. So whatever is easiest for you. If there's any information you missed out on during the webinar, we are going to upload it to YouTube in the next 2 days. So you'll be able to watch it again there. We also have great content, not only on, Gino already said, DV360 versus GDN. Oh, the link was posted. It's very nice.
Posted the link for you guys, so you don't have to look for it. You just click on it. This is where the presentation was done for the comparison for GDN versus DV360.
Awesome. We've got also other great videos on bid strategy, auction time biddings, also already on GA and on different topics for DV360, but also on sell side topics. So please check it out. We're more than happy if we can help you answer a few questions or help you get clarity on a few things during with those videos. And if you've got additional questions, as I said, please reach out. We're more than happy to help. And since there are no additional questions to be posted, we're going to say thanks to everyone. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for listening in. Have a great rest of the afternoon. And we're more than happy to help if you reach out.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.